English with Cool People, и с вами я, Саша и Антон. Ой!
Что случилось? Что за ой?
Твое внимание я привлекаю, мы уже начали.
Ах да! Слово «ой» в английском языке совершенно противоположное по значению слова «ой» в русском. Например, в русском вы говорите «ой», если вы ударились или укололись, или если вы удивлены. А в английском языке «ой» — это немножко грубоватый способ привлечь внимание.
Типа «Эй, ты!»
Да.
Что делаешь?
Итак, «ой».
This one I kind of like. Because, you know, like, it's a way, you know, to call someone. Either, you know, if you have a good relationship, you know, it's light, it's fun. You know, you'd be like, yeah, oi, come here, you know, like you're joking, you know. But, like, at the same time, it can be flipped over completely and it could be, like, really mean. And you could call out someone that you don't really like, you know, just be like, oi, get over here, you know. Oh God, it looks ridiculous doing it, but yeah, it's cool. It's short, it's punchy, you know. Oi.
Oi. Oi can have different connotations. It could be quite intimidating at times, you know. It's very East End of London sort of thing. It's Phil Mitchell EastEnders. Oi, you looking at me? Oi. But oi can also be quite jokey between friends. So if a friend takes the mick out of you, you know, so one of my friends say, oh, who cut your hair? Did you get a little, I don't know, chicken peck at it? Not the best joke. You might say, oi. It's not very nice. Oi.
Oi. It's considered quite rude. You can use it in several ways. So the rude way is like, oi, you. It's instead of using someone's name, it's to get their attention, really. And so people are usually quite offended if you just shout oi at them instead of their actual name, because it is quite rude. But, so you've got oi, as in, like, your attention. I mean, sometimes it's not rude, like if, for example, you're in the middle of a sports game or something and you do forget people's names. I forget people's names. And so you're trying to get their attention in a quick way, then it's not really considered rude because obviously it's in a fast-paced environment. If you're walking down the street and you just shout oi at someone, it's quite aggressive and quite abrupt and quite rude, very rude. When else do you use oi? That's it really. It's like it's an attention thing to get a specific person's attention.
It kind of wouldn't be used in everyday conversation, but you know, it would be used more like a rougher sort of gentleman, I think. Who, for example, oi, but you want some fags? Fags are cigarettes, by the way. You know, oi, but you know, can I have some 50 pence, mate? I need to go home. Yes, oi is rather a coarse word, I think. Not so much as it causes offence, but it wouldn't be used in civilised society as such. Yeah, it's you know, maybe somebody who was a bit more rough and off the street, you know. Yeah, it's an exclamation, brings someone's attention like that.
Oi is something that I am not a big fan of, as I think it's quite rude. It's basically a way of getting someone's attention without saying something nice like, excuse me, or pardon me, good sir, or something equally nice and friendly and polite. Instead, you just make a noise at them, and you don't really give them an option as to whether they want to respond or not, because it's so abrasive and short and snappy that it's just straight in their ear and they can't avoid it. It's like a little slap in the face. So it's like if I was to shout to someone and say oi, it would be very loud and abrasive, like oi, like that. Oh, it's kind of angry. If it sounds angry, doesn't it? So it's like if I was in a classroom and someone on the other side of the room, I needed to get their attention, I wouldn't do that. I would probably say their name. But you could shout oi. I mean, don't, because it's not a nice thing to do. You might as well just say their name. Say excuse me. You know, you don't need to say oi. The other way oi can be used is if someone's doing something wrong. Like, if you have a rabbit, I have a rabbit at the moment. If you have a rabbit and it's chewing on your foot, which mine frequently does, you could shout oi at it and it would know that it's kind of done something wrong, because again, it's the sound. It's not really a word, it's more of a sound. So it's kind of like short and sharp, and it don't do that, and they're like, oi, ah, and then the rabbit runs away. Yeah, so you can either use it to get someone's attention, but don't do that, because that's just, it's just silly, you know. There's so many options. You might as well just use another one. Don't use that one. Or there's oi to stop something. Usually an animal, I would imagine, because if someone is doing something wrong, such as, oh, actually no, you could use it with toddlers as well, because toddlers tend to get the short, visceral sounding noise. But if like a full grown human being was to steal my pencil case, which I'm not organised enough to own, I would probably just say, please don't do that, rather than shouting oi. Yeah, so it's something that you use for people that might not be able to understand when you ask them not to do what they're doing, such as animals or small children. Or there's probably others, there's definitely other people, but yeah, animals and small children, when they're doing something wrong, you can shout oi.